Hello everyone and welcome to the Gordo Guys. It's me, Paddy, and I'm here with James, and we're here to discuss the top 10 hardest characters to play for beginners.
Yeah, hopefully this isn't as controversial as your tier list video, Paddy.
That tier list video got a lot of love actually.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Nah, I just went with my opinion and everyone hated it.
Well, videos like this we know are always going to be controversial. So if you disagree with any of the lists or any of the characters in our list, just drop them in the comments and list why or mention why you think that a character that we haven't mentioned should have been in this list.
Yeah, let us know. Shall we start off?
Let's go straight into it with number 10.
Number 10. I think Shulk. That's
Shulk?
my opinion. Yeah. I think the thing is Monado arts could be quite complicated for a beginner, I'd say. I think you've got a bit to learn with it.
Yeah.
Maybe some might spam shield, or like if you're off stage, trying to select jump is quite difficult. I think recovering altogether with him can be quite difficult too.
He has a few, you mentioned he's got a few laggy moves as well, like his smash attacks.
Yeah, his smash attacks can be quite laggy and are very easily punished, I'd say. His aerials are good, his forward air is really good, but I feel like with attacks like his back air, it'd be quite difficult to hit as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's up there for hard to play just generally around his Monado arts.
Especially if you're starting out. I mean, when I first picked up Smash Bros. Ultimate, I did try Shulk, and I found him really confusing. And it's kind of overwhelming. He's got like an extra menu sort of compared to the other characters don't have that. So if you're a newbie, it's going to be quite confusing, I think.
Yeah, and when you're put on a small stage, for example, with like edges and stuff, it's he can be easily edge guarded, and his side B, he dives forward, doesn't he? So I feel like a lot of beginners will dive off stage, get the hype kills.
I think he's worth number 10 spot.
Yeah, I reckon there's a few that could fight for that place, but we'll mention them in honourable mentions.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. So number 9, we have the pits. Dark pit, regular pit. We don't care, they're both going at number 9.
Yeah, well, they're pretty much the same character, just a couple of slight differences. I'd say the worst thing for me, I think, with the pits is they've got small hitboxes on some of the moves, so some of them are quite hard to connect off. The only good thing they've really got is the super armor on the side B, but that can be easily punished sometimes when people know how to deal with it.
Yeah, I think the only move that, if you're a beginner, I reckon they would probably spam the arrow just constantly, like projectile. I do think he kills late. His moves aren't the most powerful, I'd say. So that's one thing if you're playing a game, and you'll probably struggle for kills if you don't know how to properly play him. Yeah,
but if you're going to spam arrows as well, I'd rather play Dark Pit than Normal Pit.
Why is that?
Normal Pits are faster, but you can control where Dark Pits goes because they're slower, so they move a lot. They're a lot more movable. And they kill late as well. Side B kills relatively early-ish, but like his other moves are quite hard. Back in the day though, his up smash was hard to connect. Like you could kick once and then you miss the next.
Well, the fact that he has a small hitbox, and even if you hit them, it's still potentially not actually going to kill. Those two together, it's not really the best suited for a beginner, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree.
Recovery as well. What do you think about his recovery?
Recovery's a bit awkward. I feel like it's easy to hit if you played him for a while, but like trying to grab ledge with it, sometimes you can miss, and it's really easily punishable, and it's sometimes can be quite irritating as well. When I started, I kept missing the ledge.
Yeah,
and I kept going too high.
I think I've died a few times from trying to recover with him.
Number 8, Diddy Kong, we'd say. We've wrote down here he needs banana game. Yeah, but I feel like
you need to know how to use the banana.
Yeah, you need to know how to use items in general. Really,
that's gonna be snipped and like put into some weird clip of me saying that in the future, possibly.
Yeah, you need to know how to use the banana.
You need the banana game. Yeah, I do think. I mean, I actually thought at one point that Diddy Kong was an alright character. I've never mained him or anything like that, but I remember jumping into him when we were just picking random characters. Yeah. And I was thinking, Jesus Christ, it's really hard. The command grab's the only thing that I think he's got going for him unless you really know how to play him.
During the update though, they have made like his forward air, for example, a bigger hitbox, so it is now easier to hit.
Yeah.
I would have put him lower down on the list if he had it a bit lower.
Recovery as well of him, I think, is one thing that, for once, you've got to hold down, you've got to hold up B.
Yeah.
And I've died a few times by trying to recover with Diddy Kong. I'll be honest. I think it can be quite awkward.
I feel like for a beginner anyway, he can be awkward. Trying to aim it and like charging it as well. Beginners sometimes think, oh, I've played a few characters, I can up B straight away.
Yeah.
And then it's like, why the
terrible recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think the peanut gun, the one thing we have put down here, I've put it down. I don't know if you 100% agree, but the beginners, you'll generally sort of go towards like the projectiles, I feel.
Yeah.
And the peanut gun, for a beginner, if you're just gonna keep spamming the button for it, I think it's quite easy just to avoid if you're playing against someone who's just spamming the peanut gun. And I don't think it's a very heavy hitter either. It only gives a couple %.
Yeah.
So
if that.
And so because of that, I think he's definitely deserving of number 8.
Yeah. And like combos with him, if you've seen there's a pro player called Tweak.
Pro player.
Yeah. And he is sick at him.
Yeah.
Like, he like, you know when you Z drop, when you just drop it in place, he does a move and catches it at the same time.
Oh, I think you told me about it, yeah.
It's so cool.
Honestly, if you're good at Diddy Kong, I really hate playing against you.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10 when I play a Diddy Kong, they don't know how to play him, no.
Yeah, I've been through that.
Number 7?
I'm saying Jigglypuff.
Why's that?
He's one of the lightest characters in the game, so he does die quite quickly.
Yeah.
His neutral game's really good though, but that's only if you can short hop a lot.
Yeah.
Short hopping can be quite awkward and stuff, but like he's just easily hit as well. He's got laggy moves.
Yeah.
Sing, arrest, they're just hard to hit.
He's quite vulnerable in certain situations, certain buttons.
Yeah.
He leaves him quite open. I think with Jigglypuff, one thing that might throw somebody off guard as a first-time player, beginners use a lot of shield. They use shield a lot more. You think you're like invincible when you hold the shield button, so you use it a lot as a beginner. Problem with Jigglypuff though, and beginners might not know, once your shield gets so low, you can potentially be left vulnerable to a smash attack or someone pushing you off the edge, smash attacking you off the edge.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff just dies straight away.
Yeah.
So that's something that you know.
Don't need to have a punish for it.
No, you don't need to. You just need to break your shield. It could be the last stop. You could be, and Jigglypuff's game over. Even if he's on a low percent, isn't it? No matter what, I'm sure he could be on 0 potentially. If he dies.
And his hitboxes are decent. They are good in aerials, but on the ground, he can be quite awkward as well.
Yeah.
It's just, and hitting the rest is just mad. I think if a beginner can hit, like when I first
I've done
started,
it by accident.
when I first started as Jigglypuff, I didn't know about rest.
No.
So I didn't even. I was like, what's that do? Do I have to land?
Why is there one button just for going to sleep? Does he, get percentage back or something? What is the point of that? But yeah.
And recovering as well. Every time I play from one character and then switch to Jigglypuff, I forget about up B's, not his recovery.
Oh yeah.
So I'm always like, just.
What is up B again?
Up B sing.
Oh, that is not what you want when you're trying to recover.
Yeah, it is annoying.
Yeah. So yeah, number 7. I think he could potentially be a little bit higher in the list, but there's so many players in Smash. He's on the list. He's number 7.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Moving on to number 6, we've got Lucario. This is one that you were desperate to get in this list. I don't know that much about Lucario. I don't really play him.
Yeah, Aura Spear is good for him. Like I think noobs would just spam Aura Spear, but other than that, I think he's got small hitboxes for his attacks. So, but comboing's hard in general anyway for beginners. But I feel like he hasn't got much of a chance. His aerials are quite small, I'd say. He needs to be a high percent to do any damage.
And that when you're a beginner, when you first start playing Smash, you've been told don't get to a high percentage because you can be killed a lot easier. Whereas with Lucario, it's almost the complete opposite. You need to get to a high percentage, or you're gonna be crap. Basically, he's really bad at low percentage.
Yeah, but if you can get a kill at low percent, it's good. But it's like
rare though, especially for a beginner.
Yeah.
Side B as well.
Yeah, I think Side B is a command grab, but I feel like for a beginner it's hard to do. You got to be at high percent for it to do a decent amount of damage anyway and have range. But like just trying to grab in general as Lucario can be quite difficult as well.
Yeah.
His grabs aren't great. I guess we could have said the same about Jigglypuff, but yeah, his grabs are quite difficult, I'd say.
He's one of those characters that you just sort of forget that he's even in the roster half the time. I think I've probably played him less than 5 times.
Yeah. I'd also mention his up B as well.
Yeah.
Like
Which one's that?
His up B, he just you can control where it goes, so you can angle it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really good. I really love his up B, but trying to aim it sometimes can throw people off.
Especially if you're new to the game.
Yeah.
What have we got for number 5?
Ice Climbers! Don't know why I did that, but
one of the weirdest characters in the game, I think.
Yeah, the main thing, what we put here, is that you need them both. The fact that you could be playing someone and then they could be like, oh, I'm just going to kill Nana, and then all I've got to do is face you.
Yeah.
And then
once Nana's gone, then you're basically saying goodbye.
Yeah, it's a bit...
You're awful without them as a pair.
Yeah, so it's like, you kill half of them, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah.
One's bad without the other.
Basically, yeah. I think as a beginner as well, you're going to get confused between the two, I think.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started playing, especially in group matches, 2 players to think about it. It's just extra, especially when you're learning the controls as it is. You've got 2 characters that can constantly desync, and it's just a bit more confusing, I think. Not to mention the recovery. I know we briefly mentioned about the if one dies, but the recovery is non-existent when you've got just one of them.
But like you've got to rely on a CPU as well. So like they could end up doing something completely random, and then that throw you off as well.
Yeah. Sometimes they end up doing some stupid crap. You're like, just fucking come back to me now, like, and just on a platform or something.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, though. I think it's just the fact that there's 2 of them, the fact that they can mess about and not stick together. It does get annoying.
Yeah, it can be difficult with them too.
That's plain and simple. But not that we're talking about this much, but if somebody's good at ice climbers, it's rare. But if somebody's good at ice climbers, there's some crazy montages online.
Yeah,
I love to watch.
They start with grabs, don't they? But like, if someone could consistently do the combos that they could do, they'd easily be the best in the game.
Yeah, it's so hard to learn.
Yeah, but it's like Luigi though. Luigi could possibly be the best in the game because he's 0 to deaths, but they're not always consistent.
Yeah, isn't it to do with the
his uppercut
where he flies towards the opponent?
Oh, that's misfire.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, it don't matter about the misfire.
Moving on, number 4, we've got Duck Hunt Duo. One of your mains. A couple of your mains are on here actually. Who have we mentioned already? Jigglypuff. You play Jigglypuff.
I don't play him that often though.
I think every now and then you have a little break and you do play Jigglypuff.
I like Jigglypuff.
You do play. You've played a lot of Duck Hunt Duo, so I think for you especially, you had a hard time putting him this high up in the list because me compared to you, I see Duck Hunt Duo and I just get stressed out. There's too much to think about, especially with the TNT can. Recovery is one thing that's really hard with him because he's really vulnerable when you're trying to recover.
But when you recover as well, you need to learn how to use the TNT at the same time.
Exactly, yeah.
So like you have to press up B, press neutral B, then up B. But as you move towards the stage, you have to stop and then press neutral again just to keep the can following you. So
you're really good at it. The way that you played him, I thought, he looks like a really good character to try. Gave him a go. I think you 3-stopped me. I did dreadful trying to play Duck Hunt Duo. So yeah, multitasking is a big thing with him. He's easily gimped.
He's got to get like perfect hitboxes as well. Like when you get the duck, when you've got to hit a certain part with the beak. Sometimes you can throw the can behind you or throw them forward, depending on where you hit. It's got to be perfect. It's the same with the can as well.
Yeah, he's a confusing character, definitely.
Yeah, he'd be higher up this list if his smash attacks weren't as good, because noobs use smash attacks a lot.
Yeah,
and his smash attacks are really long range, and they're not that quick, but they're massive hitboxes, so I feel like he's up there with
he has got good smash attacks. I do think that's one of his better moves, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Number 3.
Yeah, number 3.
You'll just jump to that, yeah. Ken and Ryu.
Definitely.
They're really the good characters. I've played few that just destroy me, but I just can't play them. I think that's the bias behind it.
Yeah.
And the fact I've not really played Street Fighter too much. I've played it before, but I've not played it like, oh, I love this game.
I played it a little bit on the 3DS. It was a good game. I think I played it on a couple of other consoles. I don't remember the exact games, but I have played it before. I wasn't as into gaming when I've played the Street Fighter series, so I never bothered with the combos or anything like that. And then when I have tried them in Smash Bros, they've been quite simple, just fighting characters. And then when you realise that there's loads of button combinations that you can do, that for a beginner would go straight over the red. Yeah. Unless they've played fighting games before, if someone's just new to Smash Bros, you need to know the button combinations to be really good at them, I think. Without that, they're not the greatest. Especially if you're on like you're just on a battlefield stage, their friggin' up B recovery is dreadful.
It's okay sometimes, but yeah, it depends on inputs as well. So they're very combo driven, I'd say.
Definitely.
They're quite slow as well, I think. I think like they're not laggy as such, but I feel like they feel clunky to me. That's my opinion. But I feel like that's because of the tradition of the game they came from.
Yeah, Street Fighter it does feel slow from what I remember of it.
Yeah, but once you hit
unless you're like a pro at it, then it's not.
Yeah.
But to me, it was slower than Smash Bros.
But if you know the combos, once you hit them, they're stuck in that combo. So
yeah.
I feel like that's a good thing for them.
One other thing that you wanted to mention was the auto facing the enemy. Now, if you're a beginner, you don't generally just play 1v1s. Yeah. When we started playing, 4 or 5 of us, sometimes 6 in a game. Now, if you're playing Ryu or Ken, he's constantly facing the nearest person on the map. The maps aren't big, so you might be trying to go for somebody else, and he's looking in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's irritating.
That can proper throw you off, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But like it's good though. Like the auto face is a good thing as well. If you do 1v1s and you like punching someone's shield, if they roll, you auto turn around and still punch them. So I think that's a good thing for them. But yeah, altogether group matches, I think they're harder for people to play.
And 1v1s are more like, we play 1v1s a lot more now, like 600 hours in, than we did the first 100 hours. We were mostly playing groups. Yeah. We're mostly playing with items, and we're mostly playing normal stages.
I think it got a lot better when we stopped using items.
Yeah. You stopped winning, funnily enough.
I won all the time, and then because I got the items.
You were quick to get them.
I had a good item game.
Yeah.
But and then it started getting a bit more competitive.
And then we all realised, oh, 1 minute, Paddy's only winning because of the item. No, we're a lot better now. But that's what you play when you're a beginner. So I think in that situation, group matches with Ryu and Ken, I just don't think they'd be great.
I think Sakurai would be more proud of me because I actually win the game how it's intended.
Number 2, we have Daisy and Peach. I was about to say Daisy and Princess then. Daisy and Peach. Why are they number 2, Paddy?
They're quite combo heavy characters. I feel like as well, if you don't know how to float, it's a bit awkward if the recovery can be very gimpable after a while, but that's if you up B anyway. Yeah. They're good characters, but like turnips as well, you've got to learn everything about the turnips.
I still don't know the turnips and the different ones. And
you've got like the stitches, you've got a different one that I can't remember. You've got the bomb, the bomber, and what's it called?
Is it just a standard one as well?
I completely lost my mind. There's a standard one as well, but there's also one that what's it called? When you throw it at a shield, it auto breaks shield.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so that's one as well. But I feel like as well they're not slow. They're quite quick, but they've got like quite combo heavy. I think their tilts are better than their smash attacks.
Yeah, and when you're a beginner, I mean, I've only just turned tilt stick on like about a few months ago. I was just using regular controls, and that's what you do when you're a beginner, so you won't be using tilts. It's hard to use with the standard controls, so yeah, I agree. I think they're deserving of number 2. I still don't know how to play Daisy and Peach. I don't even know half their moves, to be honest.
I think they're hard for me to play. I can play them, but I don't play them well.
No. And they're more defensive, aren't they? But when you first starting out, I'd say you don't play defensively. You just run up to somebody, press every button you can possibly press. When you realise that Daisy and Peach, you need to step a little bit back, you know, and think more...
think ahead.
Think ahead, yeah.
I do know what you mean.
So, before we move on to number 1, which I think is well deserving of its spot, we have got a few honourable mentions, which I think... We believe they are hard to use, but there is so many characters in Smash Bros.
Yeah. We had a tough debate putting these on the list because James was like, "Nah, I think this one deserves it," and I was like, "Nah, it can't be."
No,
but we'll talk about it now.
Definitely. So I think Snake. I don't think you was as in agreement with me with this one.
Yeah, his recovery goes past the ledge sometimes.
That's what I found out today when I was playing. Yeah, Snake is definitely a campy character, and what we were saying about Peach and Daisy, how you need to take a step back, you definitely need to take a step back with Snake. You need to, you need to plan, you need to put your mines down, throw your grenades. It's very spammy with the projectiles.
It's a bit like Donkey Kong Duo, I'd say. Yeah. Very, a lot going on.
And you need to think when you shoot the missile, you're completely vulnerable. And I feel like a lot of beginners just constantly try and use that, like I was doing.
Agree, yeah.
So, yeah, Snake is definitely an honourable mention.
Rosalina and Luma, the recovery it can be bad. Like sometimes a lot of beginners use their recovery and just go mid-stage with it, and that's easily punishable. Like they don't go for ledge, or you could just miss completely. And you got a lot going on as well. Like sometimes she's bad without Luma.
Yeah. And people just wind you up online and kill Luma.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. That's my opinion on them too. Very easily gimpable. Sonic.
See, the reason why Sonic is definitely an honourable mention is for a newbie picking up Smash Bros. Ultimate, he is one of the characters that a lot of people are immediately drawn to. Yeah. And they quickly realise they'll use the spin attack, and I've seen so many people just kill themselves from it. Yeah. Just fall off the ledge, and then they're like, oh crap, his recovery is pretty good, but I can't get up to the top now. Yeah, and he's just... his side B and down B look the same, so I feel like some people get confused between the two. Yeah. Like one's faster, one's slower, but it does. It's harder to explain how to play Sonic. Not only that, I mean, he's Sonic. He's the fastest character in the game, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing for him, but it can
throw people off though because he's so quick. And the maps are so small. 1 second you're on one end, 1 second you're falling off the other end, you know. Yeah. Especially groups, going back to groups again, you know. But next one we want to mention is Olimar. More so me, I think. We've always had this long going sort of debate where I think Olimar is the worst character, but you are strongly against that.
I think Olimar's a decent character.
I absolutely hate Olimar. Nothing against Pikmin. I'm really looking forward to Pikmin 3 coming out, but Olimar, I just never got along with him. I feel like he's really hard. He's not well, first of all, I think his attacks are really weak.
I think they're quite powerful.
He's quite hard
kill throws. His kill throws stronger than Ness's.
When I try to use him, I've just felt like he's really hard to kill with. But you've got, I suppose, I've never given him a proper go. I am ultimately a beginner to Olimar, and I've always struggled. I feel like he's a really hard character to pick up.
I think choosing between Pikmin and knowing what each Pikmin does is difficult. But I feel like his moves are just easier to hit and stuff, and I feel like he's annoying to play against. I feel like that's a good thing.
He's annoying to play against when someone knows how to play him. I can agree with that, definitely.
Yeah, but I reckon he could be easily picked up. And finally, for honourable mentions, we'll say Zero Suit Samus. Yeah. I think she's a sick character.
Great character, yeah.
But I feel like other people, like beginners, will find it difficult to hit certain moves, like kickflip. Like it's a berry, but I feel like it's hard to do because they don't know how to control it and stuff. Side B's sick though. Side B's really good, and up B's a bit difficult to hit sometimes. So I feel like a beginner would struggle with that.
Not only that, there's two other Samuses, and I think they're better for beginners than Zero Suit.
Oh yeah, they're like the best.
They're just that spammy. They can just sit on one corner. I know Snake's on this honourable mentions, but it's a different thing with Samus. You've got some decent.
Move.
Yeah, definitely. So Zero Suit Samus, the final honourable mentions. Let's get on to number 1 hardest Smash Bros character.
Oh.
Number 1, we have. I took too long to say that, didn't I?
I thought you were just gonna
Number 1, we have Sheik.
Sheik is definitely one of the hardest characters to play, in my opinion, for beginners. It's a very combo-driven character. Like, I could forward air chain you for nearly off the stage, and you'd only do about 10-20%.
Yeah.
Like, she's really weak, so low damage.
Really hard to kill anyone with it, unless you know how to do the combos, you know, going back to your point.
Yeah, like, it's just, I do think she's really hard to kill with, like, really.
She's really impressive, though. When somebody pulls it off, it's so satisfying, but you look at them and you go, they're not a beginner. They know how to play Sheik.
If you're a Sheik, I played a Sheik online, I respect you if you're good.
Yeah.
If you're really good, I don't even care if I've lost. If I lose to a Sheik, it's fair game, because when you watch me play online, that Sheik was sick.
Sheik kicks your ass.
Yeah. I won the first game, but I lost the next 2. And I feel like, like drag down up airs are important for her as well, but like that's hard to do for beginners as well. Like, just comboing in general. And bouncing fish is it can be laggy. I feel like it's a move like noobs would spam. I feel like that's an easily punishable move.
It's the slowest move, isn't it, I think?
It's her slowest move, yeah. She's really quick. That's a bonus, but you can't lose control.
She's quick, but she's not like confusingly quick like Sonic, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately it comes down to, if you play Sheik, you need to learn the combos, otherwise you're going to get your ass handed to you. The reason for this list is, each one of these characters is deserving for their spot, because you can't pick up and play them unless you know the basic moves, you know some combo game. And Sheik, out of all the ones I've mentioned, is most deserving for that description, I'd say. You need combos. Otherwise, I don't think I've ever won a game of Sheik, and I've never tried to pick up and play like with the I've never tried to learn her or anything. So yeah, Sheik number 1. Do you agree with our list? I hope you do. I hope it's not as controversial. It probably will be though. Yeah,
if you feel like there's different characters you think should be up here, or someone you struggle to play with, or something you completely disagree with, just leave it in the comments. Let us know. We'll take it on board, and we probably won't do another video about it. We'll just be like, oh, okay, we agree with you. And
everyone's got their own opinions. That's what's great. And there's so many characters. There might be ones that we've not fully realised, because there's loads
like
of characters.
A few heavies maybe, because they're quite easily comboed.
We've not mentioned any heavies, have we? I don't think.
No, I don't think we had. No, we haven't. But yeah, there's lots of different stuff. So
so if you're new to Super Smash Bros, stay the hell away from these characters, because you're not going to win, and you're probably going to hate the game, I think.
Maybe if you don't have a good attention span. Yeah. Maybe. But so leave a comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
Bye.